The rise of DDoS attacks. What to expect in 2026. In 2026, the internet won't just go down, it'll be held hostage. You might think you know what a DDoS attack is, but forget the simple traffic jams of the past. We are on the edge of a new era of cyber warfare where attacks aren't just bigger, they're smarter, they're surgical, and they're being supercharged with AI. What's coming is a threat that can learn, adapt, and strike with terrifying precision. The question isn't if a major disruption will happen anymore, but what we'll do when it does. So, to get a handle on where this is all headed, let's first look at the state of play right now. You've probably heard the classic analogy for a distributed denial of service or DDoS attack. 1,000 people trying to cram through one doorway, jamming it for anyone who actually needs to get through. It's a digital sledgehammer, a brute force tactic designed to overwhelm a target with pure volume. For a long time, that was pretty much the whole story. But today's attacks are already showing signs of a scary evolution. It's not just about volume anymore. While massive volumetric attacks still grab headlines, with some recent assaults peaking at a staggering 7.3 TBPs, the real story is the change in tactics. Attackers are moving beyond simple floods and launching sophisticated multi-vector attacks that combine several methods at once. Think of it less like a mob at one door and more like a coordinated siege. One part of the attack might be flooding the roads leading to the building, your classic volumetric network attack, but at the same time, another part is sending thousands of complex, distracting requests to the front desk staff, burying them in work. That's an application layer attack, and it's way harder to spot because the requests can look like legitimate traffic. Often, these multi-vector assaults are just a smokescreen. While a company's security team is scrambling to manage the obvious flood, a quieter, more sinister attack is happening in the background, stealing data, accessing accounts, or planting ransomware. This is where we stand heading into 2026, with a threat that's growing not just in size, but in brains and complexity. The digital sledgehammer is being traded for a set of scalpels, and the consequences are about to get much more severe. So, what makes 2026 the flashpoint? It's really a perfect storm brewing from three key ingredients: the explosion of insecure Internet of Things, IoT devices, the easy availability of powerful hacking tools, and the dawn of artificial intelligence in cybercrime. First, let's talk about the fuel for these attacks. Botnets. A botnet is an army of hacked devices, computers, servers, and more everyday smart gadgets like cameras, routers, and even refrigerators. Many of these IoT devices have notoriously bad security, making them ridiculously easy to recruit into these digital armies. Recent reports show botnets have grown 5-fold in a single year, with some now made up of around 1 million devices. The projection for 2026? With billions more of these devices coming online, the potential size and power of these botnets is staggering, capable of generating attacks that could cripple even well-defended targets. Second, you don't have to be some elite hacker to launch a crippling attack anymore. The rise of DDoS for hire services on the dark web has made cybercrime accessible to almost anyone. These platforms let someone with a grudge and a bit of cryptocurrency rent a botnet and point it at a target. This has led to a surge in attacks driven by everything from business rivalries and personal revenge to politically motivated hacktivism, targeting critical infrastructure like governments and energy sectors. Finally, and this is the most alarming part, is the role of artificial intelligence. Until now, attacks have been mostly scripted, but AI is poised to turn them from static assaults into dynamic, learning enemies. The forecast for 2026 shows we can expect AI-powered DDoS attacks that can automate reconnaissance. AI algorithms will be able to probe a network's defenses, learn its normal traffic patterns, and identify the weakest points and the perfect time to strike, all without a human operator. Adapt in real time. When a defense kicks in, the AI won't just be stopped. It'll adapt its strategy on the fly, shifting attack methods, changing traffic patterns, or perfectly mimicking real user behavior to dodge detection. This could make traditional rule-based defenses almost useless. Orchestrate multi-vector chaos. An AI could act as the conductor for a symphony of destruction, seamlessly coordinating network floods, application layer attacks and other tactics at the same time, creating a level of complexity that's nearly impossible for human security teams to handle. Picture this hypothetical 2026 scenario. A major financial platform is targeted. The attack doesn't start with a huge flood. It begins with subtle, AI-generated traffic that looks perfectly normal, slowly draining server resources. Just as defenders notice things slowing down, the AI unleashes a massive multi-terabit flood from a botnet of millions of IoT devices crushing the network. At the same time, it launches a third attack, exploiting a specific API to distract any remaining security tools. The service goes down, financial markets are thrown into chaos, and public trust is shattered. This isn't science fiction, it's the terrifying but logical next step. So, that all sounds pretty terrifying. But it's not all doom and gloom. As attackers get more creative, so do the defenders. The old strategy of building a digital fortress with a high wall around it is officially dead. The threats of 2026 require a new defense philosophy, one that's intelligent, adaptive, and assumes the bad guys are already inside. The first pillar of this new defense is a mindset called Zero Trust Architecture. The principle is simple. Never trust, always verify. In a zero-trust model, no user or device is trusted by default, even if it's already inside the network. Every single request to access anything has to be authenticated and authorized. This approach makes it much harder for an attacker who breaches one part of a system to move around and cause major damage. But a new mindset isn't enough. We need smarter tools. The obvious answer is to fight fire with fire by using AI to defend against AI-driven attacks. Defensive AI is quickly becoming the heart of modern DDoS protection, and by 2026, it will be essential for survival. Here's how it works. Real-time anomaly detection. Machine learning models are trained on a company's normal traffic, creating a super-precise baseline of what good looks like. These systems can then spot even tiny deviations that signal an attack, often before it can ramp up. They can tell the difference between a sophisticated bot and a real human with incredible accuracy. Automated mitigation. When a defensive AI spots an attack, it can respond in microseconds without waiting for a human. It can automatically reroute bad traffic to be scrubbed and filtered, adjust firewall rules on the fly, and deploy other countermeasures to neutralize the threat while letting legitimate users through. Predictive analytics. The most advanced systems won't just react, they'll predict. By analyzing global threat data and the subtle footprints of pre-attack snooping, defensive AI will be able to anticipate attacks before they even launch, giving organizations a chance to proactively strengthen their defenses. Beyond AI, the future of defense is all about layers. No single solution will be enough. A solid strategy for 2026 will mix on-premise hardware, cloud-based scrubbing services, web application firewalls, and smart load balancers. The market for these advanced DDoS protection services is already exploding and is projected to be worth between $6.7 billion and $9.6 billion by 2029. This investment shows a critical realization. Getting ready for the future of DDoS isn't just an IT problem, it's a basic requirement for survival. The digital world of 2026 is shaping up to be a battlefield in an accelerating arms race. On one side, attackers are gearing up with AI, massive botnets and easy-to-use tools to launch DDoS attacks that are more powerful and intelligent than anything we've seen before. They'll be targeting our critical infrastructure, our financial systems, hospitals and communication networks with surgical precision. But on the other side, a new generation of defense is rising to meet them. Powered by the very same AI technology, these systems offer a chance to not just react, but to anticipate and adapt. The future of security isn't about building unbreakable walls, it's about creating resilient, intelligent systems that can weather the storm, bounce back fast, and keep essential services online. Look, the point of all this isn't to scare you, it's to get you prepared. The internet is the backbone of our modern world, and protecting it is a responsibility we all share. The supercharged DDoS attacks of 2026 are coming, but with the right strategies, mindset, and technology, we can be ready to face them. If you want to keep up with how these threats are evolving and get more deep dives into our digital future, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.